Welcome to another episode of the Headlight Restoration Pro, where I'll be showing you how to take headlights like this and turn them into something like this. In cold weather, really cold weather. Might not be as cold as your neck of the woods, but it's very cold still. And you're going to hear about this and see if it matters or not. Can you still produce this kind of quality?
The Headlight Restoration Pro.
Let's get down to business. Okay, so this is a 2015 Honda CRV, a medium-sized light that has never been done before. This is my Ryobi HP 18-volt drill. This is the compact edition. Quite some time ago, I switched up from the full size to the compact one. The full size, I believe, was not brushless, and it exploded after about, 2.5 years of being used, primarily used, which is heavily used. You can imagine how many headlights I can do in 2.5 years. And I actually had this one for my backup, and I figured I'd use it, and it has considerably less horsepower. It's not really, I wouldn't even say considerably. It has about 50 less RPMs or so, and same thing on the torque. It has about like 100 pounds of torque less, but it's still well above the range needed to do proper headlight restoration. One thing that does benefit from using this brushless, for some reason I've noticed, and I can say that from using it again for the past 70 headlight restorations or whatnot, I can bona fidely say that it is much smoother. It has a much finer balance of rotation. It has some cons to it, as well as the fact that when you get certain vehicles, trucks or whatever, with a protruding bumper, it's kind of stubby, so you can't necessarily hold it right up, straight up and down. You have to kind of twist it and turn it to get it into those areas, because the bumper will hit the bottom of the handle. The other one is much longer and larger, and I've never run into that issue with it. But at the same time, I flip these things upside down, right, left. I do all kind of shit just to get into the areas I need to get into anyways. So it's not a big deal. But the main point of the story with this drill is extremely balanced, and the rotation seems to be much finer. With that being said, you really got to take into factor that different drills are built different, okay? There's super high quality ones, there's super low quality ones, super high powered ones, underpowered ones, and they're all built different. Some of them are choppy, some of them are extremely fine balanced like this. This particular one, I'm telling you, is probably one of the most well balanced as far as the rotation of the drill and just the size and shape. It's very comfortable to use, has the rubber gripping and all that stuff. And that's just to go into said, I've used these high powered ones. In the beginning, I had this expensive ass $350 Makita. I'm going to go out and buy all the most expensive, best top of the things, and then finds out that that shit is way too powerful, and I was fucking up my headlight restorations, and it's sitting in the garage now. But it was way too powerful. It was more meant for some guy who's going out there building houses and contracting cabinets and building cabinets in people's houses and stuff. Not for somebody working on headlights, which is much more sensitive of a process here. And then I started getting an underpowered one, which was, and like I told you guys, every point that I got into up to this point yet is from trial and error of so many different things in so many different ways on each aspect and tool and product of headlight restoration. So many different things. And then I went through a phase after I figured I got some Black & Deckers, 2 of them, which I used for a considerable amount of time until I figured, hey man, after a couple headlight restorations, 20, 30, 40, 50, maybe 100, I was like, man, it'd be so much better if I could just have more power. And then I started experimenting with other ones, and this is what I end up with, all right? This one is pretty perfect for it. I enjoyed the balance a lot better. The choppiness is very much to a minimum on this. But this video is not about that, okay? I just wanted to say that because I was just feeling that, and I haven't really touched bases on that too much on this. And just keep in mind, everything that is on these videos and more things that are not in the video are in the bio for sale and or purchasing directly through Amazon or for viewing or whatnot, meaning that you can just go in and look at the stats or whatever. If you want to buy it from somewhere else, go ahead and buy it somewhere else. If you want information about the product, that's all in the bio, okay? I have no problem with answering questions on the DM, but I get a lot of questions on what's this, what's the horsepower on this, where do I buy this? Everything is listed in the bio, and guess what? It's from Amazon. It's from the same exact links that I bought all of my merchandise and products from, all of my supplies and products and drills and every little things and things you don't see that are in there as well that I use on other things, because I do more than just headlight restoration, right? My business is a headlight restoration business that happens to do other stuff, not the other way around. Our primary focus is headlight restoration, but I am exceptional, just like this, at other things as well. So with that being said, there's other things in there as well that I swear by and I use from day to day, month to month. But anyways, let's get down to the business. Like I said, and like this video suggests, what is the proper temperatures to spray Meguiar's headlight coating, or any coating, shall we say? Okay, we're gonna kind of double with that. Okay, we're not gonna just talk about Meguiar's coating. We're gonna talk about all the coatings. Okay, and I'll make a distinct difference when they comes up. But anyhow, this is a Friday morning. This is the Black Friday, and it is the first job of the day, and it's bright and early. Somebody had to go out of town or something like that, and they wanted it done by 9 o'clock, so I scheduled an appointment at 7 o'clock. Just with that being said, the last day, yesterday and today, had freeze warnings. When you get on your phone, if you have a weather app or whatever, or you have, you check the weather like I do every day, just so I know, what to wear and what to expect. If it's windy, if it's raining or whatever, I gotta know because I'm working outside. Had a freeze warning, and I was like, oh shit, okay, it's cold, which is no problem. You just have to know about it, be educated about it. The cold is not going to really affect much of anything, except for the fact that you need to produce heat when doing a proper headlight restoration. You need to temper in heat. That means hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. You need to reproduce that, okay? And if you haven't noticed yet, look at this. I'm moving a lot slower to make sure I produce that heat and make sure that I produce that even spread of heat. And then I'm flaring outwards a little bit more than I normally would. This is heating the light up in those specific areas, and then those areas are cooling once I pass. So although I could be going faster, I am focusing on kind of slowing down a little bit. Also focusing on keeping the pads, or the discs, nice and fresh. I'm not overworking them, and I'm focusing on doing, not overworking them or whatnot. It also doubles as me going slow because this headlight has never been done before. And as you saw the condition it was in, it had absolutely no clear coat left on it, which means there's a lot of stuff to remove from the surface of the polycarbonate, of, the surface of the material of the headlight, which is made out of polycarbonate, if you don't know. Which is just a space age plastic. It's 265 times stronger than glass and a bunch of other materials or whatever. But anyways, it's not about that. Just letting people know who don't know what the headlights are made out of. It's just a plastic that's extremely transparent, extremely photo transparent, which just means light passes through it very well. Okay, so anyhow, Usually when, it's the best environment when you don't have any clear coat there. You can just get to work, right? With the exception of the headlight being beat to shit like this ones were. These ones were fucked up, as you saw. They had very hard etching and just a lot of wear. And it comes from primarily on this vehicle, I could tell, came from car washes, automatic car washes, which beat the shit out of your headlights, being the location they're on. And also it came from the sun, of course, the combination of the sun. Usually when this happens, it's 60% the sun and other percentages, other things. Check out this video right here. This will tell you the main reasons why headlight go bad. And everybody always asks me, what's the best video or what's the most important video for me to watch on your channel? And I always direct them to this, because if you don't know why they go bad, you're not going to educate yourself any further. It's pretty much the gateway to know education and headlight education of why they go bad, right? It's almost like if something breaks, you want to know how to fix it correctly. You want to know why it broke. But anyways, back on track. This topic of this video is pretty much about how cold it is right now. It's pretty freaking cold. I got a sweater on. It's very bright and sunny. It's a semi-windy day. It was a very windy night, so it's really cold in the morning, and it's a freeze warning. So it's about 35 degrees, about 30 to 35 degrees when I started, or when I got on scene at 7 o'clock a.m. The sun had just rose. When I left for this destination, it was dark. And then when I got to the destination, somewhere in between there, the sun rose, okay? So it's really cold right now. It's, I've had to estimate it's about 35 degrees. It's just after 7 o'clock. And here's the weather report right here. I can't get the day of. So what I'm showing you here is the day before here. Because it kind of goes from hour to hour. When I put this video together, it was, in the afternoon or whatnot. So I couldn't get that morning stats. So what I'm showing you is the next day or the day before stats for the morning and the time right there. So anyhow, that's how cold it is, which is, you can see your breath, you can see all this stuff. It's pretty cold. There's ice on the roofs or whatnot. There's not a cloud in the sky or whatever, and it's between 30 and 35 degrees estimation. And right now I have the can inside my shorts. I still wear shorts all through the winter. Even when it's raining, I wear shorts and flip-flops and stuff like that. Just call me crazy. But I mean, isn't that the best time to wear it? Cold doesn't really affect me at all. The weather and wetness doesn't really affect me at all. And I'm a bigger guy. I'm a big guy. I like the cold, okay? I'm built for it. But I'm just accustomed to wearing flip-flops and stuff all summer, and I'm comfortable when I'm working, so I just wear flip-flops and shorts 9 times out of 10. Sometimes it gets a little rainy or muddy or weird outside, then I'll put on some shoes and pants, whatever, but it's more rare or not. But anyhow, I have the can in my shorts, underneath my shorts. Okay, in my thigh area, to keep it warm, and it stays snug in there because I'm sitting down on my stool. But I've already put it in there once I hit the P800 stage, just so it gets to my body temperature. The average human body temperature is about 98.7 or so. Me being that I'm working right now and I'm moving and I'm concentrated, I'm probably warmer than that. So this thing is probably like 98, 99 degrees or something. So it's definitely fluid and is ready to be sprayed. With any clear coat, headlight clear coat, you pretty much have to read this factory specs for stuff or whatnot. But from my experience, anything that you use, any kind of spray that you use, any kind of wipe should not be applied on temperatures less than 30 degrees. I even one-up it and say should not be applied on temperatures less than 35 degrees unless you have some kind of other contingency, like I'm warming the product up in my pants, okay? If you have a wipe, you could do the same thing, put it in your pocket, kid. If you have a tank top on, put it against your chest or something like that, right? Something so your body temperature keeps it up. But a lot of people say, oh, you could just put it in hot water. I'm not going to go heat up some water or get some hot water from inside, or I'm at somebody foreign person's house. I don't know anything about them but their name and their phone number, right? So I'm not going to be doing all that or getting some kind of heating apparatus to put it in or nothing like that. There's no need, because literally, if this stuff is 68 degrees, it's ready to go. Being that it's on my body, it's well over temperature it needs to be, right, to work perfectly. This shit will work perfect at 70 degrees. It'll work perfect at 68 degrees. It'll work perfect at 50 degrees. So there's no need to go that far with shit. And definitely should not exceed it over 100 degrees or whatnot. Okay. Also, with that being said, you should not ever spray your coating in the sun. Okay, even when it's sunny, I've learned this from experience. Okay, I used to think, oh yeah, it's gonna help cure my lights or whatever, and it's gonna be better. These curings, these headlight curings, or any kind of curing, kind of likes ambient heat. And ambient light does not like direct heat. Okay, this is why I tell people, do not use heat guns. Do not use heat lamps. Do not let your shit dry, or at least begin to dry directly in the sun. These coatings, even car paint coating, because once again, I do minor painting and I do scratch fix and I do all these things like that. I paint, every couple months or whatever. I get a contracted job. I do painting somebody's bumper or re-clearing the side of their bumper because they scratched it all up or some shit, and it's an extreme scratch removal. So I do all these things. I repaint, I redo clear coat, all that stuff, and I do clear coat, of course, on the headlights. And I've done many different clear coats from 2K to whatever. All of them react funny to direct light and direct heating. Okay, you do not ever want to use direct heating on any of this shit. People get away with it when they're doing vehicle restoration, or when they're doing vehicle painting and stuff like that, right? But they keep it at a good distance. Okay, in a controlled environment, they do get away with doing it, but it's basically because it's a process that's not meant to be transparent. Okay, it doesn't matter if the clear gets a little foggy or something like that. It doesn't matter, because it's only meant to be transparent. Translucent, not transparent. Okay, transparent is going to be passing through. Photo transparent is going to be light passing through. It's very temperamental. The paint or the clear coat on a vehicle is meant to be translucent. Okay, almost like having a grocery bag that's foggy put on top of it. It's just meant to have a clear gloss on top of it. It's not meant to really be seen through. It's not meant for light to be seen through or the eye to be seen through. It's only meant to enhance the color's gloss, so it doesn't matter. But when it comes to clear coat on a substance that's meant to look like glass, that's meant to have a light come out, I've ran into a lot of issues, and you didn't do it right. You didn't. I can already hear the assholes talking shit, the haters, right? I have more skill and more knowledge than anybody who's thinking crazy shit like that can even imagine, obviously, just by looking at this channel. But that's how ignorant people think. But anyhow, I've tried all these things, heat guns, I have them in my garage. Okay. All these other things, even sun drying, and it always came into some kind of issue. Even in the summer, when I'm drying my headlight, I have a tarp over the head. I have my umbrella, my ultimate umbrella shade, which I just got a new one, a red one. Just always add it to my stock. So now I have one for each side if I wanted to. I spray it with the canopy overhead, okay? So the sun is not to, accelerate or, directly heat up that coating, okay? That's what you don't want. So right here, I'm just showing you, you got to do your checks. You got to check. You make sure everything, always check for little, insignificant scratches or scratches. So this first time here, I'm going to run it straight through with the spray, and I'm going to show you, and then we're going to slow it down. I'm going to show you some things. But with temperatures of heat and cold, you don't want to have this exposed to direct sun, especially if it's in the summertime, if you're exceeding temperatures of 90 degrees. Any kind of coating, whether it's 2K, whatever you decide to use, a wipe on or whatever, keep it out the sun, direct sun. Once it has that initial flash and it dries, maybe 5 minutes later, go ahead and expose it to the sun. It'll speed up the curing time or whatever. Same thing goes in the winter. I keep it covered even from the direct sun. But definitely you got to, if you're going to apply any kind of heating element for a light in the winter, you do not want it to be direct. You want it to be indirect, which means you're heating up the space around you, maybe in a 4-foot radius of the light. Okay, you don't want it directly into the light. Okay, check this out here. We're gonna slow that down. All right, look at that. A lot of people are like, man, this and that. I don't understand what's going on when you're spraying, because my hand speed is extremely fast. Okay, if you're listening to it, you hear that? It's spurts. I don't hold it down. Never hold down. Never, ever, ever hold down. Even if you do one line from right to left, never, ever hold down the spray. It's not meant to do that. If you watch the machine spray coat a headlight from the factory, which I have in a couple videos, you will see that it does not do full blasts. It does spurts, and there's many reasons for that. I'm not going to go into that too deeply right now, but just check it out. Spurts, overlapping and overlapping. You see that 2-inch fan spray? Overlapping. It's a directional fan spray with this product, which is what you should have on any product. But anyhow, like I said, if you're going to do any kind of heating element for the light for the winter, I'm talking like, those big circle red glowing lamps or whatever lights, whatever that, heat up the area, or, a jet heater to heat the area up around it. So the area around it is 30 degrees warmer or 20 degrees warmer than what it is outside. You don't want to directly heat the lamp or directly heat the light. Okay, from my experience, I ran into a certain point or a certain winter when I was trying this shit on different ways, and it would come out good, but I'm not getting that peak performance. I'm hitting like a 97. I'm hitting like a 95, even with my skill, even with this product, even with other products. Like, what the fuck is going on? I had to figure it out. It's that direct heat changes things with the element. And see right now, can you hear that? I even got my forced air right now at 30 degrees, 35 degrees. I'm using forced air, and look at how beautiful it is. And it's going to stay like this, and it's going to dry naturally. And with that forced air, it probably drops the temperature of the coating in an area around the light even another 5 degrees. I use zero, even in the winter, I use zero heating elements, and I'm not in the sun. Okay? So imagine that, and this is this product. Some other products will be more temperamental than this, but pretty much anything designed for headlights is going to be on this level or whatnot, because it's designed for headlights. A lot of people are like, oh man, if you don't sand it, if you don't stop sanding at 800, it's not going to stick. Yeah, because you're using shit that's designed to paint bricks, jackass. Moron, right? Like, educate yourself. This is what this channel is for. You got to use why are you painting your lights with brick fucking shine? Use Headlight certified products. Okay, this shit will damn near stick to glass. Designed by multi-million-dollar companies in a lab by scientists, and they're still out there using hobby acrylic and paint clear coat.
The Headlight Restoration Pro.